In my opinion, these are the top 10 free roam maps for Assetto Corsa that every sim racer should have in their library. Starting off in number 10 we have Arrabassada. Arrabassada is a busy road that connects Barcelona City and San Cugat del Valle City, and the road also serves as the main way to ascend Mount Tibidabo, which is the highest point in Barcelona. This is probably one of the most beautiful maps on this list, and from what I've seen of reviews from locals, it seems to be one of the most accurately recreated. And within probably about 30 seconds of leaving the starting area in the town, you're already nestled amongst these lush Spanish mountains. If we look at a comparison between the recreation of the petrol station in the mod and the real life one, it really doesn't take long to see how much care and effort went into recreating this as close to real life as possible. The only thing that's possibly better than the drive up the mountain is descending, as you get great views over the city in some places. However, the only reason I didn't rank it much higher in the list is that it comes in as a much smaller map than most of the other mods on this list, at only 5.2 kilometers, but it's still absolutely worth having. Next up we have the Riga East map in Latvia. This is another map that's very well implemented and the traffic and everything works very well. Since its initial release, it's been expanded quite a lot and features quite a few of Riga's suburbs that I'm probably better off not trying to pronounce. However, for anyone that might be from there, I'll throw the names up on the screen. I couldn't find anywhere where it says the exact amount of kilometers that this map contains, but I can definitely tell you it's quite a lot bigger than Arrabassada. So if you're someone who likes city maps, this is probably right up your street. This is another map that offers plenty of detail and also quite a bit of variety. You can go from driving on normal city streets to drifting around car parks, warehouses, and even taking a trip down some forest roads. There are also a multitude of buildings on the map, from the spawn point at IKEA to blocks of apartments to more traditional houses on some parts of the map. In 8th place we have Project Touge 2025. Some of you may recognise this from the original version that was released in 2017, and while I had a lot of fun on that map, let me tell you this one is a big step up in terms of graphical quality and texture quality, and with the developer still working on it, it's likely to only improve with more time. And while I'm on that note, I'd like to take this time to thank Alexi, the man behind Project Touge, who sent me the traffic mod before it was officially released, and while it's not out just yet, he has told me that the traffic mod will be released for public access very soon. This one is a paid subscription type mod, but it comes in very cheap and you can get it from as little as $1.15 per month by subscribing to Alexi's Boosty page where he has this map posted, and it's definitely worth it. I'm also going to pick one of you to gift a 3-month subscription to. All you have to do is like this video, leave a comment down below as that's where I'll pick the winner from, and subscribe to my channel. This one is a drift lover's paradise, and even if you're not a fan of drifting, the winding mountain roads are a blast to drive on anyway. This is quite a sizable map, coming in at 66 kilometers with the addition of the new area of the map that was added. And speaking of the new area of the map, here it is, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Alexi has also added AI lines, so you can race against the AI on this 18-kilometer section of track. Time attack mode is also available on this section for anyone who may be interested in that. In number 7 we have the Burnout Paradise map. For me, this is easily the best map that someone has recreated from another game in Assetto Corsa. So if you played Burnout Paradise when it first came out, rest assured the nostalgia factor will definitely hit you. And even if you didn't play Burnout Paradise, it doesn't make a difference. This map is just so good, and it's so much fun driving around a bustling city like this with Assetto Corsa physics. And the even better part is that it doesn't only contain the city part from Burnout Paradise. As far as I can tell, based off memory, it contains most of, if not the full map, which in Assetto Corsa makes it 60 kilometers of driving goodness. Considering the size of this map and the amount of detail it contains, everything including the traffic mod for it works great. The only thing that doesn't really translate over to Assetto Corsa is when you try to jump ramps in it, as Assetto Corsa just isn't built for them type of physics, and you may find yourself missing a wheel or two during a jump, or free falling down through the map. In 6th position we have the beautiful Union Island in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This island is located in the Caribbean Sea, and in real life only contains concrete roads. However, the creator of this mod, Ben, recreated the island using asphalt roads, and that makes it an absolute pleasure to drive on in Assetto Corsa. While this map wasn't based on Test Drive Unlimited, I did see where Ben replied to a comment saying that he had Test Drive Unlimited in mind when he created that map. So for those of you who played Test Drive Unlimited back when that was released, you might get some similar vibes from this map. In total, this map is comprised of 33.5 kilometers of road for you to explore, and it is a completely free mod to download. However, Ben, like a lot of the other modders on this list, do accept donations, so if you do have any money to spare, please consider donating to some of these modders, as they put in a serious amount of work to create these maps. What makes Union Island perhaps even more impressive is that it was Ben's first ever map map that he had created. You can even go in and explore the island's little airport. Up next in 5th, we have High Force, which is set in the UK, more specifically in Northern England. This map is absolutely gorgeous and really does feel like it captures the feeling of the English countryside very well. It's a pretty big map with 50 kilometers of road for you to explore. It's also a very refined one with no obvious glitches or weird happenings that some of the other maps have, at least not that I could find anyway. On most of these maps the traffic is very well implemented and High Force is no exception, and once again it's completely free, which for the quality of this map is crazy. This has been one of the most loved and well received maps since its release in 2020, and it definitely deserves that appreciation. Coming in 4th place then, we have Bella Vista in the USA. This is a massive map which has a total of 258 kilometers of roads for you to drive on. This map is jam-packed with variety, with 10 spawn points for you to choose from. It's also one of the only free roam maps that I know of that features a dedicated off-roading area, so if you want to get your off-road on in the limited options that there is in the Assetto Corsa, this is probably the map for you. This map is one of the few paid maps in this video and is currently on 25% off and comes in at €6, and once again, to me at least, it's definitely worth it. Bella Vista, in terms of the sheer amount of hours of enjoyment you could get out of it, is definitely one of the best maps in this video, and even after driving it a few times, I haven't even come close to exploring the whole thing yet. And generally with Assetto Corsa maps, the bigger they get, usually the more detail or quality you lose, but that definitely isn't the case here. It's an excellently implemented map and is definitely well worth installing. Up next in 3rd place then, we have the beautiful behemoth that is Glen Shiel in Scotland. I say behemoth because if you thought Bella Vista was big at over 200 kilometers, with Glen Shiel you get around 700 kilometers of roads to explore, which absolutely dwarfs any other map on this list and any other map that I know of. It is a bit rough around the edges in parts and you will see things like floating sheep or just things not quite where they're supposed to be in general, but to be honest, if you're anything like me, it won't do much to take away from the sheer astonishment that you'll feel when you're driving through this map. If you're so inclined, you could even take to the mountains and explore the Devil's Anus, and I'm not sure how many other maps you could say that about. While I haven't been to Scotland, this is exactly what I'd imagine the countryside there looks and feels like, and I'm not quite sure that any other map on this list has given me the same feeling driving through it as this one did. The sheer ambition of the creator of this map, Grant Hendry, to even tackle a project like this alone is honestly astonishing. It was very hard for me not to put this in a higher position, and I think with some refinements it would 100% be my #1 map. The even more amazing thing about it is that this is a free to download map, but if you do want to support Grant, he has a Patreon that you can subscribe to. Overall, I can't recommend this map highly enough, and I'm looking forward to exploring more of it over time myself. I don't think anyone will regret installing this map. In 2nd place then, we have the Shutoko Revival project, which when you think of modders and Assetto Corsa, for a lot of you this will probably be the first map that your mind jumps to. This has almost become like a rite of passage to have, and considering it is largely just highways, which in real life certainly aren't the most fun roads to drive, there's something in particular about coupling Shutoko with traffic that just makes it completely come alive, and within seconds you'll most likely find yourself weaving in and out with traffic like in your favourite arcade racer. It has also probably got the most active online community out of any map on this list, so if you're looking for multiplayer servers to jump into, you can't do any better than Shutoko. It comes in at 165 kilometers in total and is a 1:1 scale recreation of the Shuto Expressway from 2007, so if you are from or have been to that area, you'll probably get a kick out of playing this one. And taking the crown then for me in 1st place, we have the majestic LA Canyons map in the USA. To be honest, in one way I even surprised myself that I was choosing this for 1st place, as out of all the maps on this list, I believe it has one of the earliest initial release dates in 2017, so logically you would be inclined to think that that's almost a decade ago, so surely better maps have been released by now. But when you're playing this map, it just gives a feeling of pure quality. In all of the times I've played this map, I've never encountered a single glitch, and it's always been one of my go-tos. The views of the mountains in the distance are just spectacular, and everything from the textures of the road to the slight bumps you feel through the steering wheel as you're driving just feels perfectly engineered. There's both free and paid versions of this map. The free version contains just over 40 kilometers of roads, while the VIP paid version has more like 150 kilometers of road for you to explore. If you want the VIP Platinum version, which contains the 150 kilometers of roads, many more spawn points and just more areas to explore in general, I believe the current price is £9 on the developer's website, but whichever option you choose to go for, I'm sure you'll enjoy the LA Canyons map either way. If you want the same weather and graphics mod that I have to make your game look as good as this, you can also check out my pure installation guide video, which I'm going to put up on screen now. But anyway, that's it for this one guys. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.